Why do so many married women, despite having committed relationships, still find themselves drawn toward adventures outside their marriage? Is it just boredom, loneliness, or is there something far deeper, something ancient philosophers like the Stoics warned us about centuries ago? Stick around, because what Stoicism reveals about this behavior might just change how you see relationships, happiness, and even yourself. This isn't just about infidelity, it's about human nature. Let's get into it. First, let's get one thing clear. This video isn't about judging anyone. It's not about pointing fingers or deciding who's right or wrong. It's about understanding. Because when someone makes a decision we can't wrap our heads around, like a married woman pursuing excitement outside her relationship, our instinct is to judge. But Stoicism asks us to pause and reflect. What's really going on here? More importantly, what can I learn from this? So today, we'll look at this complex subject through the lens of Stoic philosophy. We'll explore human behavior, our pursuit of happiness, and why, even when we seem to have it all, something can still feel missing. Let's begin. 1. Why does this happen at all? Why do some women and men seek out adventures beyond their marriages? It's tempting to write them off as selfish or emotionally detached. But Stoicism teaches us human behavior is rarely that black and white. Often, stepping outside a relationship isn't about lust or thrill. It's about something deeper. A longing for validation, a desire for connection, a craving for freedom or emotional intensity that's gone missing. This isn't a new problem. The Stoics discussed these emotional struggles thousands of years ago. They understood that we're emotional beings, driven by desires, fears, and a relentless need for meaning. 2. Unrealistic expectations. We enter marriage with dreams of fairy tale love. But reality? It's messy. It's filled with sacrifice, compromise, and routine. That initial spark fades, conversations become predictable. And for some, it begins to feel suffocating. The Stoics believed our happiness shouldn't depend on others, not our spouse, not our circumstances. True peace, they said, comes from within, from mastering our own thoughts, our reactions, our mindset. So why do we still look for happiness outside? Let's talk about that next. 3. The Stoic view on desire. According to the Stoics, the root of our suffering is simple: wanting what we don't have. In relationships, we focus on the lack, on what's missing. Our partner doesn't appreciate us enough. The routine feels dull. We want something new, something exciting. But the Stoics called this unhealthy desire epithumia, a longing that never satisfies. Like pouring water into a leaky jar, the more you chase, the more empty you feel. The solution isn't chasing more, it's changing how we view what we already have. 4. Negative visualization. A Stoic practice. One powerful Stoic technique is negative visualization. Imagining losing what you currently have. It might sound bleak, but it changes everything. If you're in a relationship and feel unappreciated, try this. Picture waking up and your partner's gone. What would you miss? What would you regret not saying or doing? Roman philosopher Seneca practiced this daily. Despite his wealth and status, he visualized loss, so he could cherish the present. So if you feel restless in your relationship, ask yourself, what am I taking for granted? 5. External validation. The silent saboteur. We all crave appreciation. Feel seen, desired, admired, and when that's missing in a relationship, it's tempting to seek it elsewhere. But relying on outside validation is like building a house on sand. It crumbles because it's never enough. The Stoics called the antidote prosoke, mindful awareness. True self-worth, they believed, comes from within. Imagine a woman feeling invisible in her marriage. She starts to flirt at work, She joins a dating app and for a moment, it feels good. But that spark fades because she's still outsourcing her self-worth. Until she validates herself internally, nothing external will ever be enough. Point 6. The power of self-discipline. Stoicism teaches that we can't always control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. That's our real power. Imagine this. A woman feels neglected in her marriage. Then someone comes along and suddenly she feels alive again. That moment, she has a choice. Give in to desire or pause and ask, is this truly what I want? Or am I just trying to numb the void inside me? That's Stoic discipline in action. Recognizing our impulses, but not letting them rule us. 7. Modern society. A toxic mirage. Here's the added challenge. Modern culture is constantly whispering, more, 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 more passion, more excitement, more perfection. And when our real relationships don't look like Instagram fairy tales, we feel cheated. The Stoics warned about this illusion. They called it fantasia, false impressions. Social media shows us highlight reels, not real life, so the Stoics would say, focus on your own path, your values, your truth. Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote nightly in his journal, reminding himself to stay grounded in what truly matters. That practice, it's just as powerful today. 8. Amor fati, loving your fate. Let's end with one of Stoicism's deepest principles. Amor fati, love your fate. Instead of resisting life, embrace it. Imagine a woman tempted to cheat, but instead of running from her marriage, she chooses to pour effort into it. That's not weakness. It's strength. It's not about tolerating misery. It's about taking ownership of her life. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, lost everything in a shipwreck. Instead of despairing, he said, "Fortune has blessed me. Now I can focus on philosophy." When you stop fighting reality, you begin to transform it. Here's the truth. No relationship can bring lasting joy if you haven't found it within yourself first. The Stoics understood this deeply. A fulfilling relationship doesn't come from chasing perfection or avoiding discomfort. It comes from clarity, discipline, and acceptance. So if you're feeling lost, tempted, or unfulfilled, ask yourself, what am I really searching for? And can I find it within? Because once you stop needing others to complete you, that's when you finally become whole.